Kraggles and feral ghouls to another settlement tour. As you can see, we are at Tenpines Bluff once again, and once again I've built a castle here. If you're familiar with my channel, this is probably the third, right? Yeah, third castle I have built in this place. You're probably wondering, why do I keep coming to the same place? A couple of different reasons. One, it's nice and high up on a cliff, as you can see from our surrounding areas here. Number two being that a lot of people say that they hate building here because they can never figure out what to do with the area, or they find the original vanilla area a little too small. I have used mods like Settlement Borders Expanded to make this much larger. As you can see, we are definitely way outside the boundaries. So we got a lot of ground to cover, so let's go ahead and dive right into this one. So right outside the castle here, initially I wasn't really going to do anything. I had two different mods that allowed me to get a lot of extra space out here, one of which is now corrupting my data, so I had to get rid of it and kind of finagle a little kind of makeshift town in here. So I put a whole bunch of little bonfires kind of leading the way. These are just shells, they're all empty. Didn't see any point in really putting anything in all of them because the main focus is really just on the castle, and this is just kind of the little makeshift town that leads up to it. Yes, these little bonfires are kind of sort of inspired by Lord of the Rings in a sense. You know, when they're sounding the alarm and the bonfires kind of go off leading the way or something. I don't know. Whatever. It just kind of made me think of it, so I kind of threw them in here. So this castle itself is actually inspired by the really famous German castle whose name escapes me, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I would end up butchering it, despite the fact that I took German all throughout high school. Yeah, it would not end well, so we're just going to kind of skip over that. But as you can see, I'm putting a picture up on the screen right here, so you can see the castle that is inspiring this one, and you can see with our little tower that we have over there, kind of, again, loosely inspired by it. Little known fact, or maybe well known fact if you didn't know, that castle actually inspired Walt Disney to build Cinderella's castle. So, moving along. Right out here we have our main entryway into the castle. We have our grand stairwell, which leads up to our large gate, as you can see. Right inside here we have security. There's supposed to be a guy here, but you know, Bethesda, he's actually glitched through the ground. If we enter into here right now, we can probably maybe see him kicking around in there. Maybe not. Whatever. So we have security over in here, and over here we have kind of our welcome museum, something or other, welcome center museum. We got some stuff here on display you can just kind of look at. We have a fountain here that, unfortunately, when the mod creator put this together, the boundary for water around it is like ginormous, and so pretty much anytime you're anywhere near it, you're getting that whole thing of wanting to drink its water, and it's also quite difficult to move it once you've actually put it in place. So if you're ever going to mess with this thing, I think it comes from CVC, I'm not 100% sure. Whichever, I don't know. I have all the mods that I use listed down below, so it's one of them. But yeah, if you're going to use it, just make sure that you're actually going to put it where you want it to start. So over here, some more displays. We actually do have a aquarium, as you can see. We can turn the lights on and off, and it's got a little nice star scrolling background back there. This is actually provided by Live Aquariums. You can slide all the way down over here, and I do have, where is it, Q2M, Working Aquariums, that's the name of the mod. You have a whole bunch of different sized aquariums. You cannot customize them, it's just a whole bunch of pre-made ones, but it's actually really neat. So you have a little flare going on in your settlements there. So down here we just have another little balcony. We have a view of the waterfall. I built that from scratch. I think I used SOE to build that. Yes, SOE. Fun mod, has lots of really cool stuff, including all these water thingy bobbers, and one of the really cool things, which I cannot do because my borders are all messed up, but I will showcase it in a moment. So back over here for security. So we have weapons and whatnot down in here, and again, there's supposed to be a guy standing here, and they do their patrols out here, looking along, making sure that the riffraff down below are staying out of trouble. And yes, we're actually going to climb the tower. I have built an entire winding stairwell that goes all the way to the top. Now, I had posted about this settlement numerous times before I actually finished it on Facebook and the Facebook fan pages and all that kind of stuff, and somebody asked if I was actually going to fill all of the castle with decorations or if it was just going to be an empty shell, and the answer is yes. As you can see, sometimes when I'm winding around facing where the castle is, my frame rates dip. That is because everything is fully decorated. So we have a bed up here for one of our scouts. We have a basically 360-degree view, and we do have a door right out here so we can come outside, and we have the eagle eye nest view from up here to watch for bad dudes, raiders, and Yaogwai and whatever, I don't know. For everything. With the exception of this direction, we unfortunately cannot see through the castle, but this actually kind of gives you an idea of just how big this monster of a castle is. This is the biggest castle I have ever built. To date, I might actually make one bigger at some point, in a different location though, because I know I keep coming here and it's such a fun location, and I don't know. It always seems to work. So we're going to take the expressway down. There we go. Save a little travel time. And so yes, these are auto-closing doors. So now we're actually going to start to head out into the courtyard. So as you can see here, we have our drawbridge complete with chains and pulleys and whatnot. This does not function. These are just static floors. So nothing to really see there other than, you know, we actually have a bridge that fits into place mostly. Got a little bit of a gap right there that I did not fix, but whatever. So out here, just a basic courtyard with some view, so you can see the train wreck down there. And as I was talking about with the water by SOE, I've mentioned it before, you can actually walk out onto it, so it's actually really, really cool, so that as you're building, you don't have to try to finagle yourself all over the place to place these in place without falling into the water. So see here, now we have our grand scale of the castle here. We are actually going to be doing the main castle last. I have a lot of ground to cover, so we're going to head straight over this way. So we have a bridge here. This was a bridge from Nuka-Cola World. I actually have two of them. There's another one up there that connects the two castles together. I have a little tree and a guard tower over there. We'll be headed that way momentarily. There is the workshop. It is way down there in the water. I did not feel like trying to find a way to build around it as I've done in the past, and I also made the castle and everything much, much higher because I wanted to add basements and stuff to this, and you'll see why as we move along. But here's the top view of the waterfall. We have lanterns all over the place for it to light up the entire settlement at night, basically. And so here we have the second part of the castle, much, much smaller. This is where... oh, I have some glitched glass up there. Not supposed to see that. Ignore that. You didn't see that. So anyway, this is the much, much smaller side of the castle. That's going to bug me. I got to go up there and get rid of that. So we're going to hop into this and make sure we put that in there properly if I can get over there. And there we go. Much better. Now I'm stuck here, so now I go back in and get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Now you can see the actual castle and mini castle in all of its glory. It does serve an actual functional purpose, which we will discuss momentarily. So here we have a church. You have to have a church in all of these castle builds because why not? So we got ourselves a little stairwell. These are actually not like things you can build per se, like these big chonky boys there. They are part of the railings here, and what I did is I basically took 4 end caps and circled them around like that to create little things like that. And in most of them, I have done that. I have put these lanterns on top of them to cover the holes and make it look purposeful. So here's another one here. We'll zip in and out real fast. You can see, and fits in there and works, does the job, and makes everything look hunky-chunky. I don't know. So right inside the church, we have a little... I don't know, lobby type area, whatever, just dimly lit up, nothing too fancy. And then we come in here and we have the actual interior of the church with the pews. Confucius say, man who fart in church, sit in pew all day. Pardon the bad joke, but I've been with my channel for a while, you know I'm full of them. Yeah, we got a little guy right there that I don't have a section of floor to fill in, and so just ignore that. You didn't see that. Same thing over there, because this curved floor, or I should say this curved section of building, is actually really hard to match up to anything curved. So over here is just kind of an empty space. I was trying to think of what to do with it, maybe make it a confessional or something like that, but yeah, I never really figured it out because of how small it was. So I think at some point I was actually maybe going to make it like a small office or something for the pastor or whatever, but who knows. We do have the great organ here with the little bench and keyboard. This is not functional, it's just decorative. So I had mentioned about basements. So the church does have its own little basement down here, and we have a bunch of graves, including one that was just dug up, and some others that are maybe kind of fresher, maybe not. I mean, this one looks like it's been here for a while, and this is just a matter of putting dirt mounds in here, and of trying to get into. Yeah, I can't do it because my borders are all messed up. Good thing I got all this done before the big crash on my computer. But this is done just using dirt mounds on top of dirt that I already put in place here. I think this is all from the mod Kraggles. Very fun mod. So down in here we actually do have the grave that somebody had dug up, and we do have a sort of kind of fresh body in here. It still has some tissue on it. It's I don't know, about 90% decomposed. I don't know why I put it in here like this, other than just to kind of create some ambiance, a little bit of an effect there. And so we got our big mound of whoever's been digging up this guy. Maybe he had a crown or a giant golden cross or something, who knows. But yes, we do have our little sort of catacomb down here. So, moving along. Head on out of the church, and as you can see, my frame rate is dropping a little bit because we are facing the castle itself, and as we turn this way, boom, it comes back to normal again. So, obviously because I built this up as high as I did, I had to kind of finagle the surroundings here, so I just stacked tons and tons of boulders on top of each other to make this, like, I don't know, foundation, I guess, for lack of a better term, to place everything on top of, and in order to encase the water. Yeah, it took a little while, but it was well worth it, and we do have our little nice pool of water that we can actually swim around in if we wanted to. Of course, it does kind of glitch as it's not letting me swim upwards at the moment, so we're kind of trapped until I can get to higher ground. That is one of the annoying side effects of some of these mods sometimes when you use things like the water. Okay, so now we have our little mini castle here. This serves several different purposes, actually. This is kind of a guest quarters, and it is actually working. I tried to use this in another settlement. This is the oh geez, what is this called? Go down. Here we go. Videos of the wastelands. That your TVs and stuff can actually display different stuff. Why this is here in the medieval castle, I don't know. I was just having some fun, so we threw it in there. So anyway, this serves dual purpose. The first purpose is to house the guards. So this is their living quarters. We have plenty of guns and beds and footlockers for all of them. This also leads over to the guard tower here in the back. We have a nice little walkway that goes right over the water. You can actually see the water passes right underneath the guard shack here, guard tower, whatever. And we have a fairly wide view of the backside that the tower up there cannot get, so the back of the castle is fairly well protected. I did not put glass in here for that specific purpose, so that if they need to grab guns and shoot out the windows, they can without actually shooting out the windows. These weapons displays, one is a workshop decoration pack or something like that, and the other is, I don't know, some other weapons display or something like that. Every mod is listed down below, so just look for something that says weapons, and there you go. It's got to be one of them. So don't hound me in the messages as what's that? Just look at the description. So this is kind of a lounge area for both the guards, and the second purpose of this building, small castle, whatever, is for guests as well as the people who take care of the castle, the maids, the chefs and whatnot. Got another little secondary lounge area down here. Can head on upstairs to the first floor. Got some decorative flowers just kind of hanging out. And so in here we just have a little bedroom. I didn't want to go too crazy with the decorating because I'd already kind of killed my frame rate by decorating the main castle, so I kept most of these fairly simplistic with just the basic decorations of, you know, some beds and some desks and whatnot. So this actual big chonky boy here is by the AK Builds, I think it is. Where are you? There you go, AK Building. That was created by the mod creator who helped me with the Ghostbusters build. If you have not seen that, you got to check that one out. I think I went to this one, didn't I? Yeah, alright. And let's go head over to this door. And same thing. We do have a Grateful Dead bed. That was just too funny to pass up. That's from AK as well. Great sense of humor. Overlooking, you can actually watch the theater from here if you want to. Can't really hear it though, but whatever. And you know, like I said, basic decorations. And that's more for the guests, that level down there. This level up here is for the staff. So for them, I gave them a private little balcony so that when they want to unwind, they have a nice little balcony up here with some tables, some chairs, so they can just kind of relax and look out over the dead wasteland and, I don't know, dream of maybe happier places. I don't know. But they got trees and stuff here too. So put some nice little lanterns out here and some candles and chairs and whatnot so they can, whatever, chill, eat, drink, who knows. In here we have a apartment for the staff. They have their own little kitchenette and dining area, little living room seating area, and then right up here we have a nice little bedroom. This is for the head of the staff. He's got he, she, whoever, has the nicest little room in the entire building here. And let's head on out and over to, yeah, let's go in here. So in here, same thing, little apartment. They have their little dining section over here in the half-castle circular thingy, whatever you want to call those, tower, I guess. Again, nice little kitchen. This is actually a really cool mod called Modular Kitchen. It is fantastic because it gives you all these different finishes all in brand new shape, and you can customize them, and they do snap together, which is fantastic. You can even change out the sinks for different things, put in different stoves, etc. You can make like a full rainbow thing if you want to, and you do have like separate sections of the kitchen cabinets up there to kind of play around with. And you can actually put stuff in there as well when you're doing decorating. You'll put it in there and it will appear in front of the windows, kind of like it does for Creative Clutter. Really, really cool. Right up here, again, another little kind of living space. As you can see, not quite as nice as the other one. This is just, I guess, where some lucky person has their own little apartment here and gets their bed completely separate from the rest of the place. I don't know. Let's see, over here, just, oh, I never finished decorating this one. I guess this is around the time I gave up or something along those lines and just decided to throw a bed in here, so ignore that one. Moving along. Again, same thing with this one. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that decorating is my least favorite part of building settlements, and usually by the time I'm like 90% done making a settlement, I'm just beyond done. Like, I'm just completely giving up and don't really feel like doing anything, so I just kind of do the basics of the basics. These fancy walls are from Snappy Builds. These are interior walls that have like no back to them. As you can see, when I flip them around, you can just see like a front side, and really, really cool. You just got to put, you know, front backs to backs to kind of fill things in. So like, again, here's another section of that same wall, and got ourselves some decorative pillars here and whatnot. Really, really cool mod for fixing things up, as well as changing the interior of these walls. If they didn't match, you can put some, I guess, skins on top of what's already there. Moving along, have another little stairwell, a nice big winding one. So this is the main kitchen for the staff to take care of the main castle. So this is where they do all of the cooking and prep work to put out like the banquets and the meals for the king and queen, etc. This is where they do all their work. As you can see, we got some fresh bread that they just finished baking, and got some stuff here on the stove cooking. I thought that one might have bubbled as well. But, you know, we got some stuff here. A whole bunch of veggies. We got some Brahmin steak and eggs and whatever that's supposed to be, some sort of weird omelet and a Meyerlurk claw, maybe. I don't know. Some dirty dishes, and as you can see right up in there, we have some pots and pans in there. And down in here in the stove, I have food cooking, and I put some plates in there as well. So, like I said, there are decorations you can put in here, and there's some more up there. And I just kind of snapped all these cabinets next to each other and put some decorations in so that we have basically what looks like a fully functional kitchen. Over here is kind of their staff's dining area. So, again, they can use the King and Queen's main serving kitchen to do all their cooking, so they can come over here and eat. And then we have food storage. I decided not to put any like indication of it being really cold in here because it's supposed to be like a medieval castle, but I don't know. I didn't really know what to do, so I just kind of threw all the stuff in here and decided at the last second not to make it seem like it was refrigerated. So down over here we have the main walkway that connects the two castles together, and since we are here, we will just take a quick look at the fountains up here. These fountains just kind of supply these pools of water. I completely forgot to do it. I do have a mod that actually allows me to add fish to water, and I was going to put them in here for a little bit of pizzazz, but we'll do that, I guess, in another build. I'll add some fish to some water scenes, but we have a fountain here and a fountain over here, and then we have our doorway that connects to the castle, but we're not going to go that way because we have to go in through the grand entryway. So this is just kind of a courtyard balcony, something or other, just for hanging out, and when they have parties and whatnot, people can come up here and fall in the fountain or something. I don't know. Something along those lines. Alright, we made it. So now we are going to go into the main section of the castle. We got a lot of ground to cover in this. We're maybe about, I don't know, a third of the way through this whole entire thing. So these are just says door. I was gonna say what mod they came from I don't remember off the top of my head, but they're normally not this big. I made them that big by using Place Everywhere to enlarge them. I think they're at like 150 to 200%, and I had to do that in order to fill this archway and make this actually seem like a grand entryway for a castle. There's also like several different sections of trim and whatnot that are all in here to make it look as nice as it does. And then this is from post beams and something or other is what the mod's called. It adds a whole bunch of posts and beams and whatnot to your standard wood decoration. So if we go in here into wood and go over to miscellaneous and over to more miscellaneous? No? Where are they? Now they're going to turn me into a liar. I don't know. They're in here somewhere, but it might be a little messed up because oh, there it is. I went right past the supports, and then we have all these different things in here. There's all these different sizes, and you can see them facing different ways. So I kind of threw all of them into there to create the illusion of a drawbridge that works, and then used a Kuru tab to put the chains and pulleys in place. So in here, we just have our main entryway that has 3 different ways to go. If the guests that are coming to the castle are going to be waiting a while, they come out here into a kind of foyer where this lazy good-for-nothing guy is just kind of hanging out. Yeah, this is one of the settlers that is here when you come to Tenpines. And when I first started building, they were all glitched and stuck under the castle until I finally got one of them to come out using commands, and then all the rest of them finally showed up and started like appearing in random places in the castle. So anyway, this is kind of the waiting area for when you come to the castle. If the king and queen are not ready to see you yet, you just kind of like hang out in here and look at the pictures, maybe listen to the radio and whatnot, read a book or something. And so same thing over here, just kind of a general waiting area. We do have some more displays that I just kind of threw in here to kind of fill in space and whatnot. Backside of the stairwell, this connects back over here as well, so everything is connected and does have a purpose. There was another stairwell over there. We're not going to go in there just yet. As you can see, this connects right through here. And that also connects into the main throne room, which we're going to head into now through the main entryway, the front entryway. I put a lot of work into decorating this thing, including making very, very big power armors. That is from, I think, USO, and they're normal sized statues, and I used Place Everywhere to enlarge them to make them really, really big so that they actually really, really stand out. I'm using the word really a lot. I do apologize. Yeah, so we have our little section of carpet that you can stand on when you're addressing the king and queen, and they have their own little special section of carpet. And as you can see, it's just basic power armors that are huge, and they're just statues. Like, you can't actually get into them or anything, and I can move them around, and you can see they're just basic static decorations. This light ball here is provided by SOE. This is how I'm able to get the orange light effect throughout the whole entire place, so that it seems like the candles and the fireplace are actually doing their job in lighting the area. So, don't worry, we're going to get to the fireplace. We have our tables here filled with all kinds of food. Thank you to Creative Clutter. The table is like your basic table that you would find in the workshop. I just made it much larger using Place Everywhere. Got paintings all over the place, as well as a big giant map. I think the map might be CVC, or I don't remember. One of the mods, CVC, Homemaker. Anyway, the paintings, same thing. They are enlarged using Place Everywhere so that they actually kind of fill in those spaces a little bit better. And the fireplace, again, we have another painting above it. I built this piece by piece from scratch. You can see we have all these different sections in here. The majority of all of this basically is from Snappy builds. This is part of the interior kit that I was talking about inside Snappy builds to put all of this together. And then the actual fireplace is from AK build. There's another mod that I use all the time in decorations. I think it'll show. There you go, fireplaces. That I did actually use some of these fireplaces in other parts of the castle, but I decided that the nicest one had to be down here in the throne room. I think it does come with its own fire, and then I might have maybe added some extra. We have stacked wood to supply the fire. That is from Woody's Wasteland. Love that mod. All kinds of really cool things like that, and these do snap together so that you can stack them in any kind of way to make them look good. And then I threw a few random ones in here to make it look like they're actually taking it from the pile. Really, really cool. And then we just have our king and queen thrones, and yeah, this is where they have their really formal dinners, compared to another section of the castle where they have their more informal dinners, which we are going to get to momentarily. So, the other stairwell. This leads into the castle catacombs. I mentioned before that I wanted to have basements. So down in here, our stone foundation, we have graves from previous kings throughout the centuries. A whole bunch of them. This, I think, was provided by CVC as well. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, no skeletons in these ones. Decided not to this time. Just kind of put a whole bunch of caskets in here. And again, I think I have lights just set up in here by SOE to get that same effect going. And down in here we have more graves, except these are into the walls. So I had a few trying to break up the monotony of the types of headstones, and a few that were broken, so I used pieces of others and just kind of placed them on the ground so that it looks like it was up here, and then it fell when it, you know, broke, and somebody stacked it kind of nicely and neatly. And same thing for over here. But we do have a hidden wall here with a purpose. We come into here a little bit closer. We see that the wall says open. When we open it, we are greeted with a wall of fire. Now this is a test for only the brave. If you can sum up the courage to go through it, you are led into the catacomb of the King of Kings. He's got his own special thing here, and I don't know, maybe this is King Arthur or something, and he is actually in there, but he's glitching, so all you see is ribs. I don't know, maybe the rest of them turned to dust already. And we do have the actual sword in the stone. I have tried to do this in previous builds. This time I was actually successful in getting a sword into the stone. That was thanks to Place Everywhere. I was able to take a regular Chinese officer's sword, turn it into a static object and glitch it right into the stone. So we do have a couple little seats here, little stone benches, so that you can sit and pray and watch. I don't know, just threw them in there for whatever purpose. And yes, we do have our little special sword in the stone with our wall of fire to prove how brave you are by walking through it. Got to put in all these nice little touches to really kind of create the atmosphere of a full castle. So, all right, now we are going to be headed upstairs. We have plenty more stuff to see. Some shelves here that I never decided to put any decorations in. It was going to be too hard because they don't have decorations that snap into them. So, in here is the room of the Grand Vizier, the Hand of the King. He's got his own little special room with his own little special chandelier up there, and yeah, you know, this is around a time when I first started to kind of lose interest in decorating, so I just kind of threw this in here. But yeah, that's like the king's, queen's, whatever, direct assistant, something like that. I don't know. So, I had mentioned informal dining. This is where they host basically the larger parties of, you know, a whole bunch of random people that they invite or let come into the castle and have a little shindig. And so we have all the tables already preset. We've got a table for the king and queen. We have more aquariums here. We got a little power armor in that one, and no tapping. Again, you can turn these lights on and off, and really, really cool mod to help add a little extra pizzazz and some more decorating. You know, same chandeliers as in the Hand of the King, whatever. So, moving along. Let's see. Is there anything else on this floor? I don't think so. Right. Nope. Okay. Now we ascend upwards. Another winding stairwell here. This was a hard part too. Once I actually put in all the floors in place, was finding the perfect places to put all of these stairwells and whatnot. So you can see we are up here on the level with the balcony, something or other courtyard with the fountains. So here's the entryway from here, and this leads into here. And what do we have in here? We have another servant's room. Actually, I think this was supposed to be the King's Hand's room. The other one was, I don't know, maybe some other head servant or something like that, because this one's much more lushly decorated. So yeah, I think this was supposed to be the direct king and queen's assistant, second in command type whatever person's room. And they have a giddy up bitter cup there. Let's see, here we have the king and queen's room. This is their grand bedroom. They have their own fireplace. This is one of the other fireplaces I was talking about from that other mod. They're normally much smaller than this. I had to use Place Everywhere to make them larger. Same thing with the painting. And again, I built all of the fireplace from hand using the interior parts of Snappy builds. Got some dressers here with some decorations, and same thing over here, more stuff, just basic decorations. And then we do have a little table where the king and queen count their gold and caps and plan for, I don't know, anarchy, I guess, something, whatever. Here's their bed. Normally this bed is much, much smaller. This is from Creative Clutter, and it does have that awning over it. I had to make everything much, much bigger using Place Everywhere, and had to kind of glitch these in place because they're supposed to snap, but they've never been able to get them to snap properly. I don't know if you guys use Creative Clutter and you've used these beds. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had the same issue of those snapping together. Let's see what else we have. Nice little table here with a mirror for the queen to put on her face. And headed over here, we have the king and queen's grand bathroom with their giant soaker, waterfall, hot tub, jacuzzi tub, something or other. I don't know. But they have a fountain here that spews out water, and that clock is actually functional. No, it is not almost 5 p.m. here. It displays whatever time is on my Pip-Boy here. Let's see if I can... Where am I looking? Oh, right down there in the below. See, 4:47. If we look at that, it's 4:47. Really, really cool. I don't remember what mod that comes from. Let me see if it says anything. Wall clock. And I got raised up because I'm standing on SOE water. If I turn it off in a second, boop, I sink down. So anyway, here's the rest of the bathroom. We've got their dual vanity sink, a mirror. They have a golden toilet, of course, and a little soaker tub in case they don't feel like getting in the big giant jacuzzi tub. And whatever. Nice big giant bathroom for them to hang out in and play with Scuba Steve or something. I don't know. Alright, let's continue on. So, we do have more stairs that are kind of hidden over here. And this is the type of thing I was talking about where putting stairs in place, trying to find the right placement was very difficult and awkward, but it took a little finagling back and forth before I was finally able to make it work, and then I decided to put these big giant decorative walls in place to make it seem more like they belong. So this is actually supposed to be a stairwell versus just having stairs randomly in place. As you can see here, we have the grand library with books and more books, and then a little desk here in case you want to do some writing. Another one there, and some more things. And actually, I think I was going to put a table and chair here, like over in the corner over there. But again, more books out here. Some people are doing some reading, some studying. Maybe the prince and princess. They do have their own rooms coming up very shortly. Another little table over here with a little bit of a view, and again, some views of the castle out there. And back into the stairwell. We head up here for the little, I don't know, kind of hang out, chill out area in case you don't feel like sitting down there. You can kind of sit out here in these nice lounge chairs. Now, I do have water in tubs up above, and when I walk in certain places, let me see if I can find one. There we go. Where'd you go? There we go. Now I'm underwater. That's one of the things with SOE is that the water extends kind of far down, and so like I said, I have a tub right up there. And so in certain spots when I'm walking through, you can see I'd like end up inside water. Nothing I can do about that, so keep that in mind if you're going to be using that for decorating. Put your water in places where you're probably not going to be walking underneath them, and you won't have that issue. So here's the prince's bedroom. As you can see, he's very young. He's got his little toy chest. That's from AK. And we have some toys, a little racetrack here, and all kinds of teddy bears and random toys. He even has his own little fireplace where he's been playing some checkers and reading some comic books. And his bed here has Jangles the Moon Monkey. And he's got his own little bobblehead there, the chef one there. And you know, basic type setup that like just about any kid would love to have, including his own bowling alley and oh, we're under the water again. And a giant size giddy up bitter cup. And he also has his own little tiny private bathroom here, a little tub, and he's got his own little boat because he's a prince. He's allowed to have whatever the heck he wants. And got a little toilet here and some more toys in here for playing in the bathtub. And we move on. Like I said, there's a lot going on in here. So now we are going up to the next level. Over here is just kind of dead space. Couldn't really figure out what in the world to put here, so I just kind of left it. So, but over here we have another little. Oh, geez, there's a floor section missing. I don't know what happened there. That's so weird. Anyway, we have a balcony here. I must have been doing some moving around and decorating and forgot to put that up here. But we do have a balcony that goes the entire way around. We do have actual functional chimneys as well. These are lined up with all of the fireplaces down below. The smoke does not come from them. That is just kind of put into effect. I think that's a CVC effect with puffing smoke. But yes, we have this balcony that goes the whole way around. And we do have a couple little things up here. We do have a bird bath with some water in it for some entertainment for the kids. And let's see if we can get back in the door here. Alright, we made it. So, in here we have another giant soaker tub. This is for the prince again. Why does he have his own two bathrooms? I had all this extra space and decided that the prince needed a bathroom and totally forgot about the one that I built down below. So he has two. So he's got another one here with just some water. It's got some soap and another boat and some more toys and you know, basic bathroom amenities. And down over here we have the classroom. This is where the prince and princess get taught. We have some basic maps, strategic map here for taking over Boston, I guess, and a world map, and somebody got a heart on their test and whatnot. And drugs are bad, kids. Don't do drugs. And Fire safety, very important. And yeah, we have some desks here for them to sit at, and a little desk for the teacher, and this kid's already got his lunch ready to go. And lastly, on this level, we have the princess's own private bath. She's got her own little cool fountains where the two statues are puking water. I don't know, it's got to get in here somehow, so she's got her own big tub right there. Her little slippers, she's got a robe and plenty of towels, and she has a golden toilet. I made the joke with my wife that this was her dream bathroom, and she actually agreed, especially the fact that she had a golden toilet in her own giant private soaker tub with some fountains, and yeah, there we go. So they are, I don't know, spewing water out of their mouths or their nose or something. It works. And so this is where some of the water is from above, which I was walking through earlier. Open. Alright, and now we are going up again, continuing on. And now we are in the princess's private quarters. She has a nice lush carpet throughout. She has her own little pink giddy-up bitter cup. Grandfather clock there. She has her nice bed with a rose duvet or something along those lines, and a nice big giant peacock extra rug for when she's putting her glass slippers on and off. And she also has a very, very nice fireplace, just like the one down in the throne room. And her own little private vanity set and desk and chair and whatnot. And then, of course, she has her own private balcony filled with flowers all over the place, and 360-degree view. There's her chimneys that we saw before, and yeah, this is the top of the castle. She's kept far, far away from all the little pervy boys so that they don't bug her, and her chastity stays in place, something like that. I don't know. Whatever. So there we go. This is the entirety of my new castle at Tenpines, and we're going to see if we can get out this way to kind of see this thing in its entirety. This took a long time to build, and as you can see, my frame rate is just dipping, diving. I probably should have put that on the screen. Pardon me. Put that on the screen before we started, so we can actually see just how bad it gets. But yeah, this is what we got. We got our little bridge to get here, and we got our little, I don't know, poor people town down there. And oof, we are glitching. Let's see if we can get rid of that. Nope, we're not going to look in that section. So anyway. This is as fast as my character will move because there's just so much going on down there. But yes, this is Tenpines Castle 3.0, because this is the third one I've built in the same location, and this is obviously the most grand one I've ever built in the entire time I've been doing this. And I hope you all enjoyed this, and let's see if we can get in here so we can kind of get our frame rate a little bit better, maybe. Maybe we'll look in this direction. There we go, that's a little better. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and if you got any requests for any kind of settlement you'd like to see me try to build, I pretty much take on just about any challenge. I do have another one coming up. Viewer requested, I think it was a naval base at Kingsport Lighthouse. Yeah, I built a military settlement there, a very heavily fortified and very heavily armed military settlement there, so that'll be coming up in the next settlement build. And so, quick announcement, I was in the middle of trying to do that when the game actually crashed on me, so that's why we're way back here. I want to let everybody know that I have Spooner Swag. I am selling t-shirts and hoodies and hats and all that kind of stuff. The link is in the description below in case you want to have be one of the first to have a t-shirt on your block and everybody say, who the hell is that guy? And then you can explain it's some lame old guy that plays video games. And what's on them? I have my little dude, as he's known by, that is on every single t-shirt, the little guy with his tongue sticking out, and little sayings by me, you know, don't get irradiated, and I'm lost again, because if you watch any of my playthroughs, I get lost all the time. So why did my game crash? Because the frame rates dipped down to like almost nothing, and the game just couldn't handle me flying through the air. So it is what it is, and maybe I'll learn my lesson and not make things so big, or if I do, I won't be decorating as much, which is actually kind of a good thing. So on that note, until next time, don't get irradiated.